Immunitantnaya responsibility as one of the main qualities of the future human. Question about Immunitantnaya responsibility. For example, if I make some choice, something I am practically doing, and here, in my current scenario, nothing terrible has happened, no violations, but in multipolarization of scenarios of my other personal interpretations, my actions have led to, say, fire or something else. How responsible I am for what has happened in other scenarios? There is me too, my personal interpretations, or Immunitantnaya responsibility only extends to being responsible for the people who are now around me. Are you asking about Immunitantnaya responsibility, or the state of Immunitantnaya responsibility? Because Immunitantnaya responsibility is a definition of a set of certain states that are specific to each personal interpretation. That is, every personal interpretation in particular? Yes. Thank you. This wasn't clear to me. And what Immunitantnaya responsibility in general? As I understood, I should not just be responsible for my own choices, but also for the choices of other people who, that is, with my own states, I must somehow influence the choices of other people too. Is this correct? So you must act taking into consideration the reaction that your words, your behavior, can cause another person, as if anticipating some possible options and cutting out from these options such options that can lead to negative reactions, to adverse consequences. Adverse for whom? For them. For them and for you and for the people around. Before you say something, you should inside form a plan of possible consequences of what you say. What will your words and your actions lead to? And how will I say it? Yes, and while you are talking or have not talked yet, you mentally scroll through hundreds of options. And if I say that you're a fool, then it will lead to this and that. If I say that, maybe you have not quite thought through some of the words that you told me. If a person said something to you and you replied, "You're a fool yourself," it will straight away create resonance at certain harmonious levels and may lead not to the resolution of conflict, but to the escalation of situation. If you do not need it, if you know that it will not lead to anything good, neither the conversation nor scenarios to which you aspire, then you'll never say it. And you will choose such words and actions and choices in general, which with least losses, in the least adverse degree, will affect the environment and your relationship. This is the state of Immunitantnaya responsibility. That is a finally turned feeling that your future, as well as the future of others, is in your hands. Because by provoking them to something, knowing that they by responding aggressively, negatively, or in some other way, will refocus to less qualitative scenarios, which increases the possibility of diseases, some accidents, the probability of adverse outcomes in some circumstances that surround them. and which can manifest straight away, not wanting for this to happen, not wanting any harm to yourself and others, not wanting to harm the surrounding reality. You control each of your words, each of your choices. In that way, you refocus to such scenarios where you are more qualitative, and naturally, by considering the possible reactions of others, you refocus where they are better. It's much easier to pull out of a person all his worst, because it's all on the surface. All the worst in the man is quite intensive in its mental manifestation, in its mental activity. But do you really need such a companion, the one with whom you are communicating? Exactly such who predictably will respond the same way as you replied to him. That is one of the features of Immunitantnaya Responsibility. There are much more of these features, because they come from the fact that in the future we much deeper understand the meaning and principles of our relations, the principles of our existence, the principles of conscious refocusings to those scenarios, to those continuums which suit us. And this doesn't allow us to make decisions and choices that would be contrary to our conceptions about ourselves and the surrounding reality.